Hey, it's me, Bob33, and I'm here to talk about my reality of wrestling experience. I finally went to a show. I found it's like less than 30 minutes away from my house, so it's pretty close. I was first time I was supposed to go on September, but people called in for work, therefore I had to go in, and unfortunately missed the September tapings. But I made it to the October tapings, which seems like a better idea, so maybe it's a blessing in disguise. But anyway, for those who don't know what reality of wrestling is, it's a company owned by former WWE and WCW wrestler Booker T, and pretty much he trains all these wrestlers at his school, or I think it's called Extreme Wrestling Fitness. Correct me on that. But I finally get to go to a show, and I also had former WWE Hardcore Holly and the Boogeyman over there. I'm going to be showing some photos. It's very few, but I will show it throughout this video, so hopefully you enjoy that. I got some pretty good seats. It's in section A where pretty much the camera is pointing at. It's also had TV tapings, by the way. It was a 2.5, 3 hour show. All the show was matches, not many much promos except for the in-ring promo, but they usually add that during the television broadcast. They also upload some of the old episodes on their official YouTube page, Reality of Wrestling. Recently they've been stopped doing that for a while. Hopefully that's not a permanent thing, because I really want y'all to see the October tapings. Heck, maybe I review all the October tapings like every week when it comes out. But anyways, before I talk about the matches, by the way, not going to spoil any of the results or any big things that are happening for those who do watch reality of wrestling on a weekly basis. And I think they're still going on September tapings, which causes some confusion, which I'll explain a little bit later on. But first thing I want to talk about is the attendance. Now, I find it interesting compared to TNA's Bethlehem tapings, but mostly about the fans' attendance. Now, reality of wrestling is taped in a gymnasium, not a very big place, and let's see, section A and section C got like about, let's say, 8 rows. I don't remember the exact number, but 8 rows was about 15 to 20 seats across. That's just on 2 sections. The 3 other ones are not as big, but let's say at least the majority of that is filled. There were some empty spaces here, but this compared to TNA, and man, it's interesting. Now, let's say there's 8 rows and 20 seats each. That's about 160, and since the C section is the same, that's about 320. And well, I said there's an empty seat, so let's say subtract 20 from each, or 40. That's 280 people just from the 2 section alone. And according to this information I got from pwmedia.com, the Wednesday taping at Bethlehem, Pennsylvania, for those who don't know, that's pretty much the rest of the recording for this year that you can see on TV, I think tonight as of this recording. And the Wednesday taping drew about 200 people. So pretty much reality of wrestling already got them beat, and I haven't counted the other section of this, which was pretty packed as well. So that's kind of interesting. I mean, I wouldn't say I'm surprised, because this has been happening all this year to TNA, and I do like TNA. I don't want to pick on them, but man, it's just something I still can't believe. And the icing on the cake, the one thing that made it a bit more surprising to me, I was overhearing some of the people in the audience, and I think one girl said at the reality of wrestling, there's not that many people here compared to last month. So, wow, TNA got some big improvement to do. You're getting beat by reality of wrestling and fan attendance, at least. I do think TNA put on better wrestling shows, but, these guys at reality of wrestling are still training, and they're getting better each day. And, well, let's segue into that. About all the wrestling. Now, I'm not going to say all the matches in order. This is pretty much on the top of my head. But the opening match is Rufus Ryan Davison versus Alex Ferreira. Now, well, for those who don't know who Alex, I can't pronounce his last name. I probably should have got his name up there, but I never know, every time I see him on TV, if he's a face or a heel. And he was the very first guy to come out. And, I decided to boo him. And everybody else did. The problem with that is that Rufus Ryan Davison is a definite heel and the current reality of wrestling TV champion. So, I kind of felt bad for booing him, and he wasn't trying to, when he's not the heel in this match. At least I don't think so. I mean, he was acting kind of heelish. Sorry about that. But yeah, it was a decent opener. Nothing really exciting. It was a non-title match. Got to see Stevie Ray out there. He wasn't as entertaining here than at the main event match. A little bit more on that. But yeah, that's one of the matches. Another one of the matches is the Lockharts versus Team International. I believe the two people who were fighting for Team International was Cristiano and some guy that hasn't got an official name yet, at least not that I'm aware of. Now the Lockharts are, I think they're teasing a breakup, which would be kind of interesting, I guess. Personally, I wouldn't do that. And I think they also lost the tag team title belts. I don't read the spoilers, and I think the tag team match is happening this Sunday, well, on television at least. And that's one of the bad things about, having pre-tape shows that hasn't aired yet. And you're watching, just taping, and there's some confusion out there. And unfortunately, that one wasn't the worst one. But about the tag team match, really enjoyed it. And I find it a bit hard to enjoy it for you, knowing that they might be teasing a breakup and don't know the exact conflict is. Alright, let's see. I guess we can move on to this one. Definitely wasn't the next match, but I guess Rockstar Robbie versus I think Corbin Bane. Now I'm pretty new to reality wrestling, to be honest, but everybody in the audience seems to recognize him. He's this Australian, and he pretty much shot Aussie, 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 and the fans go oi, oi, oi. Wasn't the most over guy, but a decent fan reaction. Let me talk about the fans there a little bit. Pretty much the people in Section A, which I was at, was pretty hot. But the other section seems pretty cool. There was just like sitting there, and granted this isn't WWE or even TNA, but I don't know. The crowd seems kind of deaf in them, and I don't blame the wrestlers. After all, they're still pretty new, and But then again, I kind of blame the fans. I think they could have been more enthusiastic. But then again, you can't really make them cheer or boo whoever they want. And after Rockstar Robbie got defeated, well, that's not a big spoiler. He's pretty much a jobber at this point. The appearance by the Boogeyman, and he pretty much attacked him. The Boogeyman came out through the crowd, not through the entrance way. I wasn't pretty near him, but he came out through my section, between section A and section C, I believe. No, E. Yeah, but also like to say that I also got autographs and pretty much got to talk to Boogeyman and Hardcore Holly. I guess I'll talk about that a little bit later on, but let me talk about a little bit more of the matches. I'm not going to spoil every one of them because I don't remember most of them. Now, the most over people over there, face-wise, is of course the face of reality racing, the Mysterious Q. Brian Keith got a good reaction. The return of Kid Ransom. Now, he was pretty over. There was these people in front of me who had Kid Ransom sign. They pretty much have, one sign with one letter of his name saying Kid Ransom. Man, that guy was over. As for heels, Rufus Ryan Davidson, of course, get a good reaction. He's a pretty good heel, especially with Stevie Ray by his side. And Andrew Jackson, definitely. Every time his songs play, people boo immediately. Everybody knows who he is. And of course, he really loves his gimmick. You can tell this guy really loves his gimmick. At one point, he was out there shaking the fans' hands. The little kids, like he's a face, and then when he turns around, you see him wipe his hand on his coat, and his face was in disgust. I find that pretty funny. Oh, and Stevie Ray, during the main event, which is Hardcore Holly versus the Mysterious Q. I'm gonna skip right to that one. Oh man, it was a great match, but Stevie Ray kind of made it distracting, but in a good way. During all this time, he was taunting the fans, telling the little kids to sit down. And every time Hardcore Holly, his client for the day, was getting beat up by the Mysterious Q, he told all the fans to shut up, and Mysterious Q was cheating. And whenever Hardcore Holly got the offense, he starts laughing at them. It's like, where's the hero now? Oh man, Stevie Ray is awesome. If you're ever in the Texas area, it's worth the $20 just to see him, and that's the most expensive ticket out there. The rest is like $10 or $11. Of course, that's when you pre-order online. I think once you get there, the price raises up. I'm pretty sure that's the case. Because my ticket says like $16, even though I paid only $10. But yeah, and then we talk about the one Diamond Division match. Strike versus Cinema, the champion, the Diamond Division champion. It was a title match. Now, Cinema is the heel and Strike is the face, but all the fans seem to be cheering for Cinema, and I don't know why. She was doing heroes things throughout the match. It's either they have so much respect for Cinema, which I can understand. She's a pretty good wrestler, and in person, she doesn't look, well, on television, she doesn't look pretty buff, but in person, you can tell that she really works out, and she's got incredible strength. That girl is an athlete. I wouldn't be surprised if they see her in the WWE one day. The only problem is that, well, I think she might be another Caitlyn, where they try to, not play to her strengths, literally. But, man, Cinema is an awesome wrestler. Now, either the fans like Cinema because she's a great wrestler, which I can buy that, or they just don't like Strike at all. Now Strike, she was associated with Rockstar Robbie, who's the heel, and I'm not sure they made an official face or heel turn. I mean, they both come out to the same music, so I'm assuming they're not broken up. Maybe that causing confusion. Now, I'm not going to give the result of the match, but Strike revealed that in the next taping, which I believe is November 7th, that her tag team partner would be ODB, so that's one surprise. And I'm probably going to that taping just to meet ODB. I think she's an underappreciated wrestler, and although her gimmick probably got boring in TNA, I do think she's a unique personality and a very entertaining wrestler. I think that's all I want to talk about matches wise. Unfortunately, there were some people missing out. One of them was being Jinder Mahal or Ross Singh, and as he is known now, the Samoan Beast was also out, which I want to see his moonsault. I mean, that seems like an incredible move to see in person. For those who don't know who the Samoan Beast is, it's pretty much this 300 plus pound guy with amazing athletic ability. Maybe not amazing as Umaga, but still pretty incredible to watch. Let's see, the Pride was also missing. Didn't really care about him. Sorry. Oh, and there's one more match I want to talk about. It's this new faction they're forming called the Legion. Now, this wrestling company got sponsors, kind of like WWE, but some of them work their sponsor into the storyline. Like, some of them use "That's a Fact, Jack," from Hilton Mattress, as their catchphrase. Now, I forgot what Legion was sponsored by. I think it's pretty much this audio brick service, or a place that you can buy bricks. And I think Shawn Hendricks got the phrase "We Are Legion" from that book, and pretty much make it to his gimmick, adding new people to his faction. First was Cedric Payne. The other two I don't know the name of. I'm assuming the third person came during the September taping, and another member was revealed in the October tapings, which was that night. And man, I'm a big fan of them. I really like Shawn Hendricks on the mic. I guess he's like a skinny Bray Wyatt. But only I think his speeches are more comprehensible, I guess, if that's the correct word for it. But anyways, I really enjoyed him. I really like where this faction is going. And they were also facing Team International, but the face team, which is kind of confusing. I'm assuming Volkov made a face turn. I know they were teasing that during the television taping, but it hasn't officially happened during that time. So a lot of people were confused, and they were even shouting it like, "When did you become a good guy?" But yeah, Volkov pretty much kind of formed his own faction with Jasper the Hammer Davis. And they came out in Team International theme song, which I thought was confusing. I mean, although like the NWO version, NWO Right versus like NWO Wolfpack. Is that what they're going for? Because I don't think they should have gone with that. Granted, they could have gone with the American gimmick, like, WWE would have. But still, that created more confusion than interest, really. But anyway, I really love the new Legion faction. I really hope they become a main event entertainment pretty soon. Now, about my experience with interacting with Hardcore Holly and the Boogeyman. they were pretty nice people. I got them at Hardcore Holly first before the show. He was out there signing autographs. I got an autograph photo and another photo from my phone, which is the one that you've seen already. I'm gonna edit that during this recording. But Hardcore Holly was a pretty nice guy. Boogeyman, I don't know what I was expecting for Boogeyman. I mean, he's a great guy. Don't get me wrong. I mean, awesome guy as well. I guess I was expecting him to be more in character, and he was for the most part. I mean, after the show, we got the autograph signing with Boogeyman, and he was pretty much in character first while we were forming the line. I mean, he got somebody's cell phone and he looked at it like it's some kind of mysterious device. And well, when I went up to talk to him, when it was my turn, he was like, "Hey buddy, how's it going?" Which kind of threw me off. He was having a normal conversation with me, and I want to say I was disappointed, but it did kind of throw me off. I don't know. It's like, even though the photo would say he's in character, it's just a pretty awesome photo. Definitely gonna be my Skype avatar for Halloween. And Boogeyman was a nice guy. I bought some of his photos, helped support him a bit. But I don't know. The strangest thing about Boogeyman was having a normal conversation. I never thought I would ever go to say that. But anyway, that's pretty much my, experience from reality or wrestling. Definitely want to go to the next show. Gonna try to go to the November one, but that's holiday season, for a grocery store, and that's always busy, hard to make time for. So no guarantee there. But I really do want to go there and another time pretty soon. If you're ever in the Texas area, Houston, Texas, or Clear Lake, definitely give Reality Wrestling a visit. They pretty much have it like once every month, pretty much the second week of the month. At least that's what I think so. I don't really keep up with all the dates that they perform. Sorry, I'm kind of spacing out there, but definitely give Reality Wrestling a try. Watch some of their episodes on their YouTube channel, and if possible, watch it on television. This is me, Baba 33, and have a nice day.